Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a sort of character spotlight video, going to be giving my thoughts, updated thoughts on the evolution of course, our one and only from The Walking Dead, our lead protagonist, our lead character, Rick Grimes. Okay, this was a viewer requested topic, and I couldn't wait to do it after seeing, the end of season 5. This was one of mine at the top of my list. Don't want to wait till midsummer to do this one. And just kind of give my thoughts on what they've done with Rick in season 5, and even prior as he's gone throughout the series, all the way from the beginning to where he's at right now. So, of course, when we meet him, the very beginning of the series, season 1, episode 1, the pilot episode, Days Gone By, he wakes up from his coma, he meets Morgan, and of course, Morgan kind of provides him with the exposition, lets him know what's going on. Add in there somewhere him getting hit in the head with a shovel. Of course, wakes up and, becomes a man on a mission, goes to Atlanta, finds his wife, and, takes over the group from Shane as season 1 and season 2 kind of go over, creates a relationship with Hershel, goes through all the stuff in season 2, and into season 3 meets, the governor eventually, and, loses his wife, and, gets to see all these crazy things happening, has a daughter. Going into season 4, fights the governor, all that stuff. Season 4, governor comes back, fights him again. He becomes a farmer at some point in season 4, kind of relinquishes control of the group, of course, because he was dealing with the loss of his wife and just, was kind of having some post-traumatic stress, seeing some things, going a little nutty, going a little crazy. And, season 4 comes around, governor reattacks again, and, all kinds of craziness. He ends up surviving. Him and Carl get out of there, think Judith's dead, find out later she's not dead. In season 5, find out, right? Season 5, wow. So, going through second half season 4, all kinds of craziness and great stuff happened. You've got the Claimers, you've got Joe's group, you've got, Terminus, and fighting his way out of Terminus, and then into our season 5 storyline with, kind of his evolution next, which is to learn about how brutal a lot of the other survivors out there in the world, a lot of the other groups that are still around, are. Of course, the termites, and not only just them. We see Don's group as well too, whom he doesn't view in the same light, but I'm sure he doesn't view as saints either, as he runs over Bob, Officer Bob, not to be mistaken with Lamson, right? Yeah, Lamson. I always get his name wrong. I would say Lawson. I don't know why. Lamson, stop, shut up, and shoots him, executes him. Brutal. So around this time here is where people go from referring to him as, good Rick to evil Rick. He has developed this kind of evil side to him, and as we go on through the rest of season 5, we get to see, evil Rick kind of come to complete fruition, where he's willing to, with the Alexandria people, which is a little further than where I thought he was going to go, he's willing to, kill Peter, or at least stir up some shit with Peter, which really doesn't need to be stirred up, to be 100% honest with you. Even though, he is a cop, and, in the real world too, if they find out that, a husband is beating a wife, that kind of thing, and knocked her unconscious one time, yes, they would take that very seriously, and he would feel obligated to separate them up. But we get an idea, of course, prior, when he gives her a smooch at the party, that there's a little bit of, he's got a little bit of selfish, interest here in this situation. He's acted a little bit because of how he's, how he's feeling. So, of course, fights with Peter. We see the amazing stuff in Try, even the part where he reaches back for the gun, earlier episode, and, kind of has that impulse of, man, and you can get what he's thinking, and we don't know for sure what he's thinking, but you can kind of see it just as, you can kind of estimate what they're going for there. And I'm sure on the DVD we'll see the commentary. I'm excited to see what they say about it, but kind of the idea that he's thinking to himself, man, I could just, the id inside him is just reaching back for that gun, wanting to just kill this guy, take what he has. It's kind of, this is the evil Rick side. And then we go through, and of course, in the end, he does end up killing him, and he meets Morgan again, all the way back from the beginning, full circle, even though things have changed entirely, and those two characters from season 3 have been reversed backwards, and Rick is now full-blown, blood-covered, evil Rick, after just executing a guy right in front of Morgan, and Morgan is his, Buddhist counterpart with an awesome, I will not kill people staff, with learning some pretty sweet karate moves, to be honest with you. So there it is. there's a recap of what Rick goes through all the way through the series. Man, I have really enjoyed it so much, just seeing his journey and kind of how he's gone from at the beginning with, if you look at the Randall case, that's the best case to show how he's changed so much. With Randall in season 2, he's considering it. He's thinking about, Shane saying we have to, should we kill him? Should we let him go? What are we going to do? He knows Maggie. Dale doesn't want to do it. And what are we going to do? He goes from that to, in season 5, with regards to Peter, telling Deanna straight up they have no other choice. They have to execute the guy. They can't let him go, because if they let him go, it could be a governor situation. He could show up with a group or something of the sort later on, and then someone in the tower has to take care of at least him, or it's going to be a war. So, definitely the way he treats others has changed. He tells Bob to stop, runs him over. Would the season 2 or season 3 Rick have ran him over, or would he have allowed him to get away, or what would he have done? What would he have done? Give him a little nudge or something, or try to chase? Probably chase after him, I would think. He'd probably pull over and run after him. Run after him and see if he can actually catch him, which he may not have been able to do because, Bob seemed pretty fast, if you ask me. After he, nudged Sasha into that glass bed, he was out of there at a heartbeat. He was sprinting pretty fast, even with his hands behind his back, flying around. So, man, I really enjoyed, the evolution of Rick as a character, and it's something that in a TV series, which is why I love they did a TV series with The Walking Dead, you can see characters change over the long term, where you can't see that as well in a movie because they're so constrained by time. You can still see change in a movie. I'm not saying you can't. But with a TV series, you really get into the nitty-gritty. And we saw in Breaking Bad, too, with you take Walter White's character from the beginning to end, and he's complete opposites of where he started from, like a high school teacher to, just this brutal murderer and drug kingpin, so to speak. And with a TV series, it makes it a lot easier for them because they have so much time to pass in season and season and season to really change a character. So I'm excited to see where they go with Rick in season 6, what they do with him. I'm expecting Morgan to kind of bring him back a bit. I don't think he's completely too far gone. The saying, too far gone, or they so changed that they can't change back. But I do think that he's going to be, he'll always have that part of him. He'll always have that kind of evil Rick part. And maybe he may feel some guilt for what he did with Peter and how that situation worked out. That said, though, because half of it was to defend Jesse, because he had actually, Carol, was egging him on, and rather than having Hershel as his coach, his life coach, he now has Carol as his life coach. So obviously, his actions are going to be a lot different, and things are going to change just a little bit when you go from one extreme, Santa Claus, to whatever you want to refer to her as. Think of, I don't know. I can't even think of how to describe a character that would fit Carol at this point. There aren't many like her. So amazing stuff. Really enjoyed season 5. Probably one of my favorite things about it was what they did with the characters. And I mentioned this in my season 5 review. If you missed it, feel free to check it out. I reviewed the whole season. But definitely the evolution of Rick, going from that classic good guy, good guy cop at the beginning, doing what he has to do, killing Dave and Tony the Bar in season 2, which was like the start of that big change, losing Sophia, all that stuff early on, fighting against the governor, to dealing with some absolutely brutal people, killing people, as we saw in season 4, even with Joe's group. The guy, he strangles the guy in the bathroom when he's not even 100% certain that these guys are bad guys. He gets the idea, but he already takes that stance before even kind of giving them a chance, to explain. Maybe if he'd have just met them and said, "What's up?" Joe would have been like, "Okay, well, that's fine." Or, pretend to join them and then run off or something. Who knows? Who knows how it could have happened. But I do think that that's the right way to go, which is to be unless you know somebody, know to trust them, assume you can't in a zombie apocalypse, and take the Rick perspective, knock Aaron out and do whatever he has to do, kill the guy, knock him down with a car, run him over, and then execute him. Brutal. Which Rick do I like better? Some people have asked me this in a Q&A. Do I like good Rick or do I like evil Rick better? I like evil Rick so much better. So much better. He's like Shane, man. He's like, evil Rick has basically evil Rick is like an updated, new and improved, better killer version of Shane, because of course Shane was not able to pull the trigger against Rick and ended up being stabbed to death. It wasn't 100%. He was in Shane, as people like to call him. Bad pun. In Shane, yeah. Okay, is that a pun? I don't even know if that's a pun. Anyway, so yeah, those are my thoughts for Rick in, up to current date, Walking Dead Season 5. Excited for Season 6, excited to see what they do with him, expecting them to kind of bring him back a little bit to the point where he's not so, stuck in the train car, so to speak, as he says near the end of season 5 there, and he's a little bit more closer to maybe your season, maybe like your season 3, season 4 Rick, where he'll kill other characters and he's very mistrusting, but not to the extent after Terminus. Although you can completely understand that after meeting the termites and what they do. You'd be pretty brutal. You'd be pretty mistrusting. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about Rick's evolution all throughout the series. If you like evil Rick or good Rick better, and what you think we'll see from season 6. I'm expecting that Morgan's gonna kind of rub off on him and be his maybe a new life coach. Maybe Carol's not cutting it, and he needs to go with Morgan, and Morgan can show him the Buddhist, Morgan can show him the light. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of that, what you thought about this video. If you liked this kind of character spotlight, evolution type video, me giving my thoughts on a character and their change, maybe I could do one for Carol, go ahead and write it in the comments below. We got lots of time, of course, until season 6 returns in October. Damn, it's going to be a long wait. So go ahead. If you like the video, thumb it up below. I would appreciate it. If you want to help support the channel, please share it. If you've got a Facebook, bottom left, share it to Facebook. And, favorite it if you wouldn't mind. If you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, just go ahead and click that button. You'll be able to subscribe. That's it for this one. See you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev. Maybe evil Trev? No. Regular Trev. Not too far gone Trev. Say in peace.